everyone, and welcome to this week's yoga classes. There will only be an hour long Yin class, as we haven't done Yin for a while. So take a time that fits for you, and it's going to be a practice that will truly tune you into the calming effects and energy of Yin. So you're going to need a bolster or pillows or something to use as your support. So get that ready before you start, and then come back to your mat and we'll get going. We're going to start from a short seated, just a few breaths to center into our bodies. You've got a meditation video separately, so feel free to do that as a combination for the practice or as just a total different video. I know an hour is a bit longer, so you might not have the time for 15 minutes meditation and then an hour yoga class. So just taking a few breaths to tune in to your body, closing your eyes and allowing your breath to flow freely. We're going to cover the whole body on the practice. Observing your breath, your in, your exhale. How does it feel? How is it flowing today? How's your body feeling? How's your mind? Is it hard to concentrate, hard to stop, or are you feeling calm, peaceful? Allowing a moment for observation. Taking a deep breath in. And then a breath out. And then perhaps opening your eyes, starting to move to our first pose, which is going to be the butterfly. So coming down to seated, bring the soles of your foot together, your knees out open to the sides, your heels quite close or further away from your hips. The closer you bring your feet, the more you work on the inside of your thighs, and then the further away you push them, the more we work on the outside. So whichever feels more comfortable for you. You can use a bolster in here or a pillow. Bring it on top of your legs, and then as we're starting to slowly lower down, you might want the help from the bolster or whatever you're using as a support. It can be up as well, and you can just sort of slowly start falling into the pose. So again, don't be fooled, as I won't be doing the practice with you, so I'll show you the pose and I'll leave you there for a few minutes and tell you when to come out. So finding your butterfly where it feels good for you, and then allowing the time to settle into that posture. You don't have to use a bolster at all if you don't want to. Just folding forward, relaxing everything. Yin is about letting go, so we're going to hold the poses from 3 to 5 minutes to fully release the energy. So settling down in here, finding your pose, relaxing your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your back, your legs, and perhaps through a gentle movement, swaying movement on your upper body, you'll be able to find more relaxation from here. Like I said, we're going to spend about 5 minutes in this pose, and so taking the time to go in, you might feel a bit stiff in the beginning, so just go as far as it feels comfortable first, and then try find as much relaxation in there as possible. And then allow the gravity as you relax to take you further down. Bringing your awareness to your breath, making sure you're breathing in and out as deep as possible. With our breath, we're able to release some blockages in our body as well. So if you feel like it's hard for you to just stay still or go into an uncomfortable posture, bring your awareness to your breath and try concentrate on your inhale and your exhale. You might notice that slowly you'll start relaxing, you start falling down towards the mat. Allow that to happen. Allow your body to take you where it wants to go. So we're truly starting to let go. It's an hour of letting go practice, letting go of expectations, letting go of control, everything. We're allowing our bodies and our minds to just be still for these next 60 minutes, well, 50 minutes that we have left. So we've got 2 more minutes in here. You might start feeling uncomfortable sensations in your limbs, perhaps on your legs, maybe even in your arms. That's all very welcome, that's all very normal. So welcome the sensations with an open mind. There are always messengers from your body telling you that something needs to be released, and the sensations are energy being released. So welcoming them, embracing them, allowing them to come out instead of you coming out of the pose as soon as you start experiencing discomfort. Perhaps stay with that discomfort. Ask it a question. What are you here to tell? What are you wanting to show me in myself? We're going to stay here for 1 more minute. So bringing your awareness to your breath, learning slowly, surrendering, starting to let go. We're working with energy channels in our bodies, meridians known from traditional Chinese medicine, and this pose activates every single one of them on our body. So we're waking up the body, opening up the channels, and where there might be tension gathered. You're going to take 3 more breaths in here in your butterfly pose. And then slowly on your inhale, starting to come out, back up to seated. And in between the poses, taking the time to feel the rebound, feel how your body comes out, what it needs, maybe coming into a counter pose, adding any movement if you need to, if you feel like shaking your legs, moving your upper body, your arms, everything's welcome. So take the time to open up, to release the energy. Going into a pose called the caterpillar next, a forward fold, more commonly from Vinyasa, Yin Yoga, Paschimottanasana. So depending on your flexibility and your feelings today, either take your pillow, your bolster, and place it underneath your knees so that your knees bend, you get lots more space on your lower back. And then we're just folding forwards from here. Placing your head between your legs. Relaxing your neck, your shoulders. Super relaxing pose. I almost recommend everyone to do it this way. If not, if you feel like you'd want to keep your legs straight, then place the bolster on top of your legs and then just fold forward from here. But here you can see how my lower back's rolling. So to create more space in here and then access deeper in your hamstrings, I'd recommend bringing the bolster under your knees, getting more space, lengthening the whole back chain of your body, and then just settling in here as relaxed as possible. And again, taking time to settle down, to fall down into the pose. Taking the time to allow the gravity to take you further down. Yin is a practice that's not about the looks at all. Yin, no one's going to judge you, well, no one should judge you in any yoga based on how the pose looks, but here especially there's no one form or one only way to do the pose. But it's a very individual practice, so you tailor it how you feel best and based on how your body feels and not how it looks in the pose. So we're under so much pressure these days in the world, and we're constantly told to be something or do something or look like something, that we forget how important it is to just stop and allow ourselves to simply be and feel. And Yin is that opportunity for you. I'm going to spend another 3 minutes in here, so perhaps you find yourself folding further, sinking deeper. If at any point it feels like you want to go further down, you can take the bolster away, keep your knees bent still, and then simply allow them to slowly straighten. But that's up to you, that's up to your feelings, how you want to do the pose. Closing your eyes is super recommended because that closes the look sense from us. We're not looking at others, we're not looking at everything around us, we're not looking like at our toes or whatever. We're simply closing the doors to dive deep in. So if that is possible, then I really recommend doing it. And here too, bringing your awareness to your breath, to your in, your exhale, and through that, taking it deep down to your belly, which is going to activate the parasympathetic nervous system that's responsible for our fight and flight mechanism. That is responsible, that regulates our fear, stress, excitement. Whenever we get excited, whenever we get scared, whenever we feel big emotion, the sympathetic nervous system activates, the fight and flight mechanism activates, and we're in constant alert. That creates accumulated stress in the body. So through activation of parasympathetic nervous system, we can reverse that process. We can start calming ourselves down, calming our nervous system down, until send them a message saying everything's okay. We don't have to run. We don't have to fight. But we can just face things as they are and experience them. And everything's going to be okay. So, taking your awareness to your breath, to your in, your exhale. We're going to spend 1 more minute in this pose. Perhaps you notice yourself just like that, dropping deeper, experiencing more. allowing your senses to shut down. And then taking your 3 last breaths in here, in and out. And then on your inhale, starting to again slowly roll up to standing, or seated, sorry. And feel the rebound off the pose. Coming into any counter pose, perhaps a child's pose with white legs. Just for a few breaths to balance the movement in our backs. Just to feel the change. Perhaps adding a little bit of movement. We're going into a sleeping swan from here on one side, so straightening the other leg behind you and then bringing one in front of you into an ankle. So bringing your hip quite close to your ankle, the whole shin down on the mat, almost the whole thigh on the mat. And then coming into your straight arms first, and perhaps just stopping here to feel is quite an intense stretch, and definitely not everyone's favorite. But when you feel like it, we're slowly going to start folding down as far as it feels comfortable. Again, making it as relaxing as possible. If it feels super uncomfortable on your hips, if you are experiencing any pain on your knee, you can bring the bolster under your hips in here to create that lift, the space on your knee. So you can notice that already now is a lot easier. And then just coming down to your straight arms from here first, and like on the full pose, slowly we're descending down onto our elbows, perhaps stopping here, relaxing your neck, your shoulders, and eventually when it feels comfortable, you can sort of just start melting further and further down. Using the time you need to find where this pose feels comfortable for you. And once you do, then just settling down, starting to dive deeper. In this and the next pose, you might be feeling some bigger discomfort as they work on a lot on the hip area, where we store a lot of unprocessed emotions, things that we don't want to experience, things that we don't want to feel or hear, everything we just take into our body and then drop it down to our hips where they get stored, and then eventually might cause some physical pain, physical inflammation, disease. Our body and mind are deeply connected, so one affects the other always, and then it becomes a loop. So when your physical body gets ill, your mental body will get ill too, and then your psychological body, and then that creates more illness to your physical body, and then again that creates more illness to your psychological bodies. That is a continuous loop, but we can reverse it, we can turn it around, and we can start the process of healing as well. So staying here, you might experience some numbness, some tingling on your bent knee and the bent leg. That's all perfectly normal. Again, energy releasing through your breath, aiming to calm your mind down, aiming to quiet all those thoughts of, oh, this feels so rough, I want to come out, I don't want to do this. If that comes to your mind, then bring your awareness to your exhale and aim to take them as deep down to your lungs as possible. To again activate the parasympathetic nervous system, to message your body that everything's fine, everything's okay, and this discomfort I'm experiencing is only to bring me more comfort. So breathing in here, feeling, exploring. Obviously, trying to surrender, trying to melt down into your pose. Keeping your eyes closed to experience the pose, to experience yourself. We're going to spend one more minute on this side. So obviously, if you're experiencing any sharp pain in any joints on your knee, your ankle, your hips, then come back earlier. You're more than welcome to come out of the pose before. But if it's stretching, ache, just uncomfortable sensations, then I'd invite you to stay with it until we come out of the pose together. Taking your 3 last breaths in here. And then on your inhale, starting to come up again. Slowly, first onto your straight arms from whichever variation of the pose you have chosen. And then tucking your toes in, lifting into your downward facing dog, just to straighten the bent knee a little bit, perhaps walk in here, releasing the blood flow, blood circulation in your bent knee. And then when you're ready, we're moving over to the other side. Again, either with the bolster, so you're placing it under your hips so that your knee is nice and protected, or and all the way down. From both variations to your straight arms, and then we're slowly starting to settle down into the pose. As deep as it feels comfortable from whichever variation you have chosen. Relaxing the head, shoulders, neck. And starting to melt down further and further here. If you want to use the bolster or the pillow in front of you, you can also just settle down on top of it first, and then eventually just lie down all the way to the mat. But here, being careful, experiencing your body, experiencing its limits, where it feels comfortable. And then, like I said before, if ever you're experiencing any sharp pain, any discomfort, then just coming out or backing up a little, coming back to your straight arms, and then starting to go down again. So that's also something we are not encouraged to do during our education or in our work life, we're not encouraged to listen to our boundaries. And there might be days when we're feeling amazing and like we can do everything, our bodies feel so good. And then there's days when we feel like rubbish and body feels super stiff, our mind feels foggy, and we can't concentrate, and we're fatigued. And that should be respected, because that fatigue, that fog, that tiredness is always a sign from your physical body. It's telling you that you need to slow down. You're going too fast now. Like, have a break. So in Yin, it's easy to notice this on these poses that we do on two sides. Often one side feels a lot stiffer than the other. And there's no need to push that side as far as the more flexible one. We can simply acknowledge it and then work in those limitations. You only go so far where it feels comfortable on this side. And then learn to let go there. And then perhaps you'll notice that in these 5 minutes that we spend in the pose, you're going to be as far as on the other side. But when you're settling in, it's important to become aware of those differences. And here too, bringing your awareness to your breath, your in, your exhale, deep, deep down to the bottom of your lungs. Allowing yourself to melt, to dive deeper and deeper into the pose. We're going to spend 1 more minute in here on this side. And then taking your last 3 breaths in here. Coming up on your inhale, starting to release the pose. First, coming up to your straight arms, tucking your toes behind, and then starting to lift to your downward facing dog. Again, straightening the bent knee. Just staying here, straight legs, in stillness, or perhaps moving a little bit, bending your knees one at a time. Whatever feels comfortable for you. And then coming up, we're going to our next pose, which is called the dragon. Here you're going to need something a bit higher, so perhaps a couple of pillows. Both knees in a 90-degree angle, we're stepping one leg forward. bringing the bolster or your pillows in front of you if you need to. You're going to feel a nice stretch on the openings, on your hip openers, and then placing perhaps your elbows on top of the bolster or the pillow where it feels comfortable. Obviously this can be a lot lower if your hips are super open, coming down in here, or even all the way down to the floor, depending on what feels comfortable for you. And then we're just allowing our hips to drop, to settle down, to relax in the limitations of our own body. So I know this is not very comfortable posture, but trying to find as much ease and comfort in it as possible. Perhaps hugging your pillow, your bolster, allowing your head to drop, your head to turn to one side, your chest, your shoulders, your neck, your head to relax. In here, the most important is that you're staying as relaxed as possible from your lower body. So if you don't have a bolster or a pillow, you can just stay on your straight arms and then try and relax in here as much as possible. A big hip opener, so we're working with big emotions, big blockages, big energy. And perhaps closing your eyes and welcoming everything that needs to be released in here. Maybe swaying from side to side a little bit. If your knee feels like it's dropping out to the side for some reason, if it feels more relaxing, then allow it to drop as far as it feels comfortable. But again, if you're experiencing sharp pain, then perhaps return closer to the center. So, like I said, we work on limitations of your body. Limitation is not a good word, but perhaps boundaries of your own body, healthy boundaries that we know we need to push a little bit, but not too much, to protect ourselves, to protect our peace and our body. We're only going to spend 3 minutes in this pose per side, so 1 more minute in here, guys. I know it's uncomfortable, but lots of energy releasing. So staying with it if possible. Again, bringing your awareness to your breath, because that's always our tool to calm our mind down, to calm our body. Breathing fully down. To the bottom of our lungs, to our belly. And then taking your last 3 breaths in here. Inhaling, starting to come up, or perhaps just backwards, coming into your child's pose in between the two sides. Resting in here for a few breaths, just to feel, to observe any change in your body. Making sure you stay in a relaxed state of mind. Feeling the rebound, the energy released in the pose. And then when you're ready, we're going over to the other leg. So starting to step the opposite leg forward. Again, first just checking in with your legs about 90 degrees on both knees, and then finding your variation of the pose. So whether you want to lift your bolster, your pillows up high, just place your chest on top of them, hug the bolster. You're more than welcome to do so, whether you want to drop it lower. Again, very welcome. But here too, respecting the difference on the two sides, respecting that in the beginning you might not be able to reach the end of your ROM, your range of motion. So starting from higher, and then as you start relaxing, as you spend more time in the pose, then starting to melt further down. Closing your eyes, settling into this posture on this side. Experiencing it again, the difference of the sides, the difference in your mind. Are you rushing forward? Are you pushing through a brick wall? Or are you flowing soft like a water? Adapting, accepting what's ahead, and then being able to turn your course. Right, I'm going to go from there instead of hitting my head to the wall to break a hole to go through from. Breathing here in and out all the way to the bottom of your lungs, experiencing the posture, your body. And again, accepting, welcoming all the sensations that may arise with the pose. And trying to stay with them. We're not running away now, we're facing everything as it comes. Accepting it. And then getting rid of the extra stuff that disturbs our balance, that disturbs our peace of mind, that causes us harm or distress. We're going to stay here for one more minute on this side, so bearing with the sensations, feeling, experiencing. Just breathing your way through the discomfort. Perhaps your music helps you. If your mind's wandering, bring your awareness to your breath, to your in, your exhale, and into how that's flowing and helping you in the pose. 3 last breaths in here, in and out. And then on your next inhale, starting to unfold, starting to perhaps sit back, drop your bolster, sit down with your legs open onto your child's pose for a rebound, for a counter pose, for a moment of rest. feeling the energies in your body, feeling sensations, welcoming them all. Closing your eyes in here to feel, to truly understand, observe and experience how I'm doing the poses. Doesn't matter how someone else practicing this video is doing them, doesn't matter. What matters is how you feel them. What they look like doesn't matter. It's an opportunity for you to truly let go of any judgment and start self-realization. And then slowly coming out to our all fours, bringing our weight onto our palms, our knees, and where we're going next is a pose called Sphinx pose. So coming to lie down on your tummy, placing your tummy down, lifting your chest up and bringing your elbows to about 90-degree angle. We're going to stay here for 4 to 5 minutes, not 45, 4 to 5 minutes. And here too, even though we're working on our arms, trying to find as much relaxation from it as possible, perhaps you're dropping your head down and holding. We're applying gentle stress onto our lower back to release the fascia, the muscly tissues, myofascial tissues from our lower back that are layered on top of our spine. If it feels too uncomfortable, you can take the bolster, bring it in front of you, and then just place your arms straight out in front of you. It's going to create the same effect on our lower spine, but take the weight off from your arms. And then eventually, if you feel like you don't feel much in here or on the original version, you can open your arms out to the sides and then lift up into a seal. So here it's super important to keep your spine relaxed and not take it too far to protect the lower spine. So lifting just enough so that you can feel the pressure in here. Your legs are relaxed. And you can close your eyes in here and just feel the royal pose, the Sphinx pose, imagining yourself sitting in front of the pyramids, guarding the treasures, the history that they hide. The wisdom, the knowledge of ancient kingdoms that we've forgotten but can slowly start rediscovering through all these findings. And through our cells as well. We die, but our cells continue their journey on this planet. So in reality, our particles will never disappear. A part of us will never disappear from this universe, even not just on our planet, but the universe. Everything's connected. Our body, our mind, we are connected to nature, to our environment where we live. We're connected to other people. We're connected to Earth. We're connected to space, to other planets. Everything depends on each other. Everything depends on you, and you depend on everything. Closing your eyes in here, just staying. You feel like your shoulders are dropping, your neck, your shoulders dropping, allow them to do so. Relaxing your legs, bringing your awareness to your breath. You're in And your exhale, allowing them to travel all the way down to the bottom of your lungs, even though they're a bit pressed now that we're lying on our tummies. Closing your eyes, and again, simply experiencing, concentrating on what you're doing. I am not holding the poses, so instead of looking at what's going on in the video, just follow the voice, follow the direction where the words are taking you, instead of looking around, cleansing how it looks like if I would be doing it. I'm not doing it, so you won't get an idea. Staying here for one more minute. Your arms might start feeling tired, but resisting the urge to come out quite yet. And then taking your last 3 breaths in here. And on your inhale, again, we're going to counter pose, child's pose, or any other posture that might feel good for you. Just sitting down onto your toes, your heels, placing your forehead down, your arms straight out. A little counter movement for the spine that was arched earlier. And then inhale, starting to come up back to your all fours. Got a couple more poses today. And one of them is called the twisted roots. So coming to lie on your back on the mat. And here you can use the bolster too if you need to. A few options. If you feel a bit stiff on your knees and your lower back, just lift your knees on top of your belly and allow them to drop over onto one side. As far as it feels comfortable, we're opening the opposite arm out to the side, allowing our gaze to follow away from our knees. If you need support in here, you can bring a bolster on top of your legs to sort of put a weight on them and keep them where they are. And it's going to be easier for you then to hold the pose relaxed. If you feel like you want to go further, you can cross your legs and then drop them down all the way towards the floor. Same, opening one arm to the side, allowing your gaze to follow, and then just relaxing in here. And even though your spine's a bit twisted, aiming to breathe in fully all the way to the bottom of your lungs. Again, I won't be staying in the pose, so finding where it feels comfortable for you, which variation. Again, huge recommendation, start from the easier one, and then eventually if you feel like, oh, I can't really feel anything, then perhaps cross your legs or put some weights on top of them to take the pose a bit deeper, to experience the pose deeper. This will be our last pose. We're just going to do it on 2 sides before pentacle, the relaxation. So taking the opportunity to truly feel the effects, the organ massaging effects of the twist, all our intestines, our bowels, our stomach, liver, gallbladder, bladder, everything's getting a nice massage such when we're twisting, and then especially when we're breathing all the way down to the bottom of our lungs. That fills the diaphragm, that then moves the fascia, the connective tissue around the organs as well. So great boost for metabolism, for example. If you're having any issues on your stomach, on your bowels, then twisting the body is going to help a lot in releasing any accumulated stress in that area where that problem often comes from inflammation, from stress gathered in our physical body. So in here, experiencing, perhaps you're noticing breath by breath, you're able to dive in deeper, relax further in the pose. Letting go more and more as you dive deep into your mind, deep into your body. Allowing yourself the moment to truly be still, truly feel, observe, not trying to perform or be anything more than you are, because we as we are is enough. There's no need to please others through our ego or make others jealous or feel a certain way. As long as we're true to ourselves, we're able to be true to others too. And that way we're going to hurt ourselves less, and we're going to hurt others less. I'm going to hold this for one more minute, so taking deep breaths in, feeling the release, the relaxation in your body. And then taking your last 3 breaths in here. And then inhale, starting to come up to the middle, slowly releasing, taking as much time as you need to. Perhaps coming to your straight legs, your bent knees, wherever feels comfortable, bringing your knees on top of your belly, giving them a little shake from one side to another, straightening your knees out, whatever movement you need to add in here. And when you're ready, we're going over to the other side, bending both knees and dropping them down, opening the opposite arm out to the side, allowing your gaze to follow to the opposite direction from where your knees are dropping. And then again, starting from small, so knees together, perhaps you're bringing a bolster on top of them, the pillows, and when you're ready, or if it feels comfortable straight away, we're going to cross the legs and then drop them down towards the floor to take it a bit deeper. And then closing your eyes in here. And feeling the releasing effects of twisting your body. Breathing deep down to the bottom of your lungs. And exhale, releasing, letting go of those little leftovers of stress, of tension in your body. experiencing feeling, accepting, adapting, surrendering, melting, becoming one with your mind, with your body, with your spirit, becoming one with your mat, with the floor underneath you, or grass, wherever you're practicing, becoming one with the house, with your family, with your friends, becoming one with nature, with our planet, with the earth, with its waters, forests, winds, other beings, other species, becoming one with the universe, traveling from the endless field of entropy, the disorder, chaos, towards union, towards one, omega, singularity. From where everything was born and where everything will end. I'm going to spend one more minute on this side. And then taking your last 3 breaths in here. Inhaling slowly, starting to come out back to the middle, allowing the time for your spine to reset. Feel the rebound of the pose, again adding any additional movement that feels comfortable for you. Lifting your legs up, bending your knees, straightening them, rolling your ankles, opening your hips, dropping your knees out to the sides. We're going into pentacle, the final relaxation, so when you're ready, settling down to lie on your back with your legs straight, your arms straight alongside your body. Closing your eyes. Maybe you want to put a jumper on, a blanket on. Make sure that you stay warm in here. Settling down in here. Relaxing your shoulders, your legs. Closing your eyes. Again, I won't be holding the relaxation. I'm simply going to guide you through it. So we're not going to spend a long time here like we would in a young class. We're probably already quite relaxed in a calm state. So we're just using these few minutes to observe any change in your body or in your mind. So using time to scan through your body. Start from the top of your head. How does your head feel? How does your forehead feel? Your eyes, your cheeks, your jaw, your throat, your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your arms, your elbows, your wrists, forearms, palms, fingers. How's your ribcage, your diaphragm area feeling? How's your back feeling? How's your hips? Your thighs, quads and hamstrings. How's your knees feeling? How are your shins, your cuffs, your ankles, your feet feeling? How's your mind? And how's your breath? Does one awaken a sensation in the other? Body in your mind, mind in your body, breath in your mind, breath in your body. Becoming aware is where it all starts from. We can't change anything in ourselves unless we're aware that it exists, unless we're aware what it is that we need to work on. So being aware of both the good and bad is where we start. Start the journey of transformation, change, evolving. Opportunities that were given us in our birth but perhaps got lost somewhere in that massive field of entropy, disorder that surrounds us, distractions that surround us, and we forget the true self somewhere. Being aware that it exists somewhere deep down is where we start from, where we start our journey back towards singularity, towards the core of all being, of existence. And then slowly, keeping your eyes closed, starting to make your way onto one side, either left or right. Continuing up to your comfortable seated pose from there. Bringing your palms together in front of your heart and giving them a little rub against each other, creating heat, awakening your energy, and then bringing your warm hands on top of your closed eyes. And down to your heart from there. Opening your eyes, welcoming light in. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions, if you have some thoughts that you'd like to share about your experience. And I hope I'll see you next week on our online classes. Thank you so much.